You know, every once in a while, something drops into the motorhome world that makes everyone stop, lean forward, and say, "Wait, what did you just say?" And folks, that's exactly what's happening right now with the brand new, upcoming 2026 Mercedes-Maybach Motorhome. Yes, you heard me right, Maybach, the name that has long been synonymous with ultra-luxury limousines, private jets on wheels, and that millionaire's chauffeur ride kind of feeling, has finally gone all in on a motorhome that promises to redefine the entire luxury RV scene. Now, if you're anything like me, you've probably seen the teasers floating around online or maybe a few leaked concept shots and thought, there's no way they're actually doing this. But they are, and the result is one of the most jaw-dropping, high-tech, and opulent motorhomes ever conceived. Over the next little while, I want to take you through everything we know so far, from its sleek, show-stopping design to the hybrid powertrain tucked underneath, the insane off-road capabilities, the jaw-dropping interior updates, how it stacks up against past models, or really, how it completely leaves them in the dust, and of course, the question on everyone's mind, what's this beauty going to cost? But I want to do this the way we'd chat if we were sitting around a campfire with a cup of coffee in hand, swapping stories about rigs, dreaming about the next upgrade, and getting excited about what's around the corner. Because this Maybach motorhome isn't just another RV, it's the kind of machine that makes you rethink what life on the road could be. So let's start right where your eyes are going to land first, the design. Now, Mercedes has always had a flair for making vehicles that look refined, elegant, and commanding, but when you slap the Maybach badge on, it's like turning the dial all the way up to 11. The 2026 motorhome takes that DNA and stretches it out into something sculpted, futuristic, and just plain majestic. Imagine a motorhome that looks less like a box on wheels and more like a rolling five-star resort crossed with a super yacht. That's the vibe they've gone for here. The body lines are smoother than ever, sweeping back with a kind of fluid motion that almost makes you forget how massive this vehicle really is. At the front, the signature Maybach grille makes its presence known, big, bold, and dripping in chrome, almost like it's daring you not to stare. Flanking it are these ultra-slim LED headlights that look like they've been pulled straight off a concept car. They don't just light the way, they announce your arrival. And speaking of announcing, this rig rides on absolutely massive wheels. Think sculpted alloys that feel more like art pieces than functional hardware. Even the stance of the motorhome is different. It's less lumbering RV and more luxury SUV that just happened to eat its Wheaties and bulk up. But here's where it gets fun. This isn't just a show pony. Mercedes knows that today's luxury buyers aren't content with just looking good parked in front of a resort. They want to take this thing off the beaten path. So, they've built in legitimate off-road features. We're talking adjustable suspension that can lift the motorhome to tackle rough trails, intelligent all-wheel drive that adapts to different terrains, and even specialized off-road driving modes that make mud, gravel, and snow feel like minor inconveniences rather than deal-breakers. Picture yourself rolling up to a hidden lakeside spot that no traditional RV could dream of reaching, stepping out onto the deck of your Maybach motorhome, and just soaking it all in. That's the promise here, luxury without limits. And powering all this capability. This is where things get really interesting. The 2026 Maybach motorhome doesn't just stick a big diesel engine under the hood like the old days. Nope, Mercedes has gone the smart route with a hybrid system. What does that mean for you and me? It means you get the grunt and long-haul stamina of a combustion engine, paired with the whisper-quiet, eco-friendly boost of electric motors. So whether you're gliding through a national park trying not to disturb the wildlife, or you're cruising across long stretches of highway where you need dependable range, this setup gives you the best of both worlds. And the cool part is, when you're parked, the battery system doubles as a power source for all your onboard luxuries, which means less reliance on noisy generators and more time enjoying the silence of nature, or the smooth jazz playlist in your state-of-the-art sound system. Speaking of onboard luxuries, buckle up, because the interior of this motorhome is where Maybach really flexes its muscles. Stepping inside isn't like stepping into any RV you've ever seen. It's like walking into a boutique hotel suite, only it happens to have wheels. Everything inside has been designed to cocoon you in comfort. Think hand-stitched leather seating that automatically adjusts to your body posture, wood and metal finishes that wouldn't be out of place in a yacht, and ambient lighting that subtly shifts throughout the day to match your mood. Now, the layout itself is surprisingly clever. Instead of just sticking with the traditional motorhome blueprint, Maybach has rethought the space entirely. There's a lounge area up front that can easily double as a cinema, thanks to a retractable OLED screen that drops from the ceiling. And when I say OLED, I'm talking crystal clear, cinema-level visuals that make movie night on the road feel better than going to the theater. The kitchen, if you can even call it a kitchen, looks like it belongs in a luxury condo, complete with marble countertops, induction cooktops, a wine cooler, and smart appliances that can practically cook a meal for you while you relax. Then there's the bedroom, which is easily the crown jewel. Forget cramped sleeping spaces. This is a full king-sized bed with memory foam and adjustable firmness, wrapped in Maybach branded linens that you'll never want to climb out of. The windows around the sleeping area use electrochromic glass, so with the touch of a button, you can go from wide-open stargazing to complete privacy. And yes, of course, there's a spa-level bathroom with a rainfall shower, heated floors, and a vanity that looks like it was designed for royalty. Now, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds incredible, but how does it compare to previous models? Well, here's the thing. Maybach has never gone this far into the motorhome world before. Sure, Mercedes has its Sprinter conversions and other luxury vans, but those feel more like stepping stones compared to this full-blown leap into motorhome royalty. If you line it up next to any of the older offerings, even the high-end Sprinter-based campers, it's like comparing a private jet to a budget airline. This new 2026 model doesn't just build on past designs, it reinvents them. Of course, all this talk leads us to the big question: what's the price tag? Now, Mercedes hasn't released official numbers yet, but industry insiders are already speculating, and let's just say you might want to sit down for this one. We're likely looking at a starting price somewhere in the ballpark of $1.20 to $1.5 million, with customization options pushing it even higher. And honestly, that makes sense. When you're buying something that blends Maybach-level luxury, hybrid technology, off-road capability, and a bespoke interior that rivals the best hotels in the world, you're not exactly shopping for budget. This is aimed squarely at the ultra-wealthy, the kind of buyers who want the freedom to travel but refuse to compromise on luxury. But here's the exciting part. Even if this motorhome is out of reach for most of us, it sets a new benchmark. It raises the bar for what motorhomes can be. And that trickles down. Today's Maybach motorhome is tomorrow's inspiration for mid-range RVs and van conversions. It plants the seed that says, hey, road life doesn't have to mean sacrificing comfort or style. You can have adventure and opulence at the same time. And you know, that's what gets me most excited about this release. Sure, it's gorgeous, powerful, and wildly expensive, but more than that, it represents a shift. A shift in how we think about life on the road, a shift in how manufacturers push the envelope, and a shift in how far we've come from the days when motorhome meant nothing more than cramped quarters and fold-out couches. So, picture it, it's 2026, you're cruising down a coastal highway, the ocean sparkling to your right, the mountains rising to your left, and you're doing it all from the driver's seat of a Mercedes-Maybach motorhome. Your favorite song is playing, the hybrid system is humming along silently, and you know that when you stop, you're not just parking, you're arriving. Arriving in style, in comfort, and in a way that makes the journey every bit as rewarding as the destination. That, my friends, is what the 2026 Maybach motorhome is all about. And I don't know about you, but I cannot wait to see one of these beauties in the wild, turning heads at every stop, and maybe, just maybe, taking the RV lifestyle to places we've only dreamed about until now. Thanks for watching Upnext 227, where the future of motorhomes hits the road first. Minibus Sparkles, if you enjoyed this reveal, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss the next big motorhome drop. Until next time, keep dreaming big and keep rolling forward.